trying to get the teams off the field.
Here in Denver, Kondo will snap, Leckler will hold, it's down, Janikowski has it away. Wait a minute, timeout called. The kick is good. The kick is good. I believe a timeout was called. Timeout called by Denver.
Oh, no.
He called the timeout.
Attempt of 52. Placement, kick on the way. This one is no good.
On that date, at that time, in that year, and during that play, Icing the Kicker was born. Head coach of the Denver Broncos at the time, Mike Shanahan, had a light bulb moment. He decided to pull a ref to the side and let him know that he would be calling a timeout when the play clock hit about 5 seconds in an attempt to rattle the strong-legged lefty Sebastian Janikowski. Now, players on the field obviously didn't know that the timeout was called, so they continued to snap the ball. And Sebastian Janikowski would hit a 52-yard field goal to win the game. Well, so they thought. Because the timeout was called before the ball was snapped, the field goal was waved off, so Sebastian Janikowski had to attempt the kick all over again. A 52-yard field goal ain't no walk in the park now, y'all. The re-kick would result in the ball hitting the upright, and Denver would inevitably end up winning the game in overtime. You see, the famous cliche through sports history is most associations are considered copycat leagues, right? Well, the very next week, Oakland head coach Lane Kiffin would attempt the same thing against the Browns kicker Phil Dawson, which would also proceed to work in his favor. If you can't beat him, join him. The league would adopt this tactic ever since then, and as I mentioned earlier, would be known as quote-unquote icing the kicker. Now, we can clearly see in large effect that this tactic is still being used to this day because it's exactly what happened to Bears kicker CODY PARKEY on Sunday. Sometimes it works, but most of the time it doesn't. But as an Eagles fan myself, I can't lie, y'all, I enjoyed every bit of it.
They iced his ass. Hey, OG! Hey, OG, I'm finna bring you on, man. I'm finna bring you on, OG.
Oh! Oh!
Hey. But in all seriousness though, CODY PARKEY has been getting slandered out here in Chicago, and I want to let you guys know something. Yes, he did miss the kick, but he definitely is not the sole reason the Bears lost the game. So please leave a like on the video and share it with the entire neighborhood. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel. My name is OG the Beast, and I'm gonna explain to you how CODY PARKEY shouldn't shoulder all the blame for the Bears losing to the Eagles on Sunday. Drop my intro.
It's killer raps, we got the hottest staff. In 03, I made a dynasty like Robert Kraft.
Now I want to start by saying great game. Sunday's game really exceeded my expectations. I mean, I honestly knew that in order for us to beat the defense of the Chicago Bears, it would have to be a close game. But Eddie Jackson, for some reason, is coming to mind. Why? Could it be because the safety was an all-pro this season and did not play in this game? That could have helped Chicago tremendously in that secondary, because there were a lot of up-the-middle plays caught by Alshon Jeffrey in this game, y'all. The defense honestly didn't play as well as they normally do anyways, even though they held the Eagles to under 17 points, which was their average this season. Games are won in the trenches, y'all. And in my opinion, the Eagles' front seven and O-line just outplayed that of Chicago's in this game. The team's success has been predicated on heavy run and gritty defense. The Bears only rushed for 65 yards in this game when their average on the season is over 120. Hear me out, y'all. The Bears only recorded 1 sack in this game, and that was by Leonard Floyd. I think it's safe to say that future Hall of Famer Jason Peters did a wonderful job keeping All-Pro Khalil Mack at bay. The entire offensive line did a brilliant job, to reiterate what I illustrated earlier. I mean, the Eagles are 7-0 and must-win games under Nick Foles, and football is a game of inches. So some games more than likely need to be dissected when coming to a clear conclusion on why a team won or lost. This just so happens to be one of those games because it was so close. Listen, y'all, one of the Bears' strong suits this season was the ability to play hard-nosed football and not get penalized. This is a very, very disciplined team. They actually led the league defensively with the least penalties and has the 7th fewest as a team collectively. Cornerback Prince Amukamara was the most penalized Bear this season, and you can definitely tell it was in the Eagles' game plan to target his side. That explains why the 10-yard TD catch by rookie tight end Dallas Goedert was set up by a pass interference call on Prince Amukamara that gave the Eagles 33 free yards. I mean, to add insult to injury, prior Prior to this penalty during the same drive, safety Adrian Amos committed an unnecessary roughness penalty due to an illegal hit he laid on Zach Ertz down the sideline. That play, my friend, just so happened to be on third down, giving the Eagles extra plays in a tight game in that third quarter. By the way, that was only Adrian Amos's 4th penalty called on him in his entire career. Hey, bad timing, my guy. Man, I tell you, the Bears were just completely out of character in this game. But as for quarterback Mitch Trubisky, I honestly think he played a decent game. I mean, there were a few bad throws out there that could have and honestly should have resulted in picks, but they didn't. The key thing that sticks out to me when referring to the QB play of the Bears doesn't actually fall on the QB, if that makes any sense to y'all. The Bears had 3 red zone trips in this game that resulted in 3 field goals. If they converted for 6 on just one of those drives, the game is over. All in all though, Mitch did make some key throws down the stretch in this game to put the Bears in position to win, but it just wasn't enough. The Bears were just out of character like I stated earlier in this game in my opinion, man. If you look at the box score without watching the game, you would think the Bears defense did their job, but that's the sole reason why I'm making this video. The stats truly don't tell the full story. Now, CODY Parkey did lead the league in misses this season with 11, but he also was 11 for 12 in the 4th quarter when it mattered. See guys, football is a team game. It's actually the most team-oriented game of them all. Your success is completely predicated on your teammate. Can't complete a pass without a catch. But us as fans love to fall victim to remembering the last thing that we saw. Yes, he missed a kick, but inevitably somebody has to win this game because the Eagles made just as many mistakes as the Bears did, but they came out on top. So just because the last thing you saw was a missed field goal by CODY Parkey doesn't mean that he's the sole reason the Bears lost this game. I hope by the time this video comes out, you guys have calmed down a bit and came to your senses because honestly, he just made a mistake. Just like Amos made a mistake on the illegal hit, just like Prince Amukamara made a mistake on the pass interference, and just like Mitch Trubisky made a mistake on missed opportunities in the red zone. But the difference is the missed field goal was the last thing you saw. But anyways, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Also subscribe to the channel if you love sports the way that I do. Man, I tell you, this was a great game to watch. But I pretty much predicted the Bears' success in one of my older videos a couple months back. Go check that out if y'all don't believe me. But relax, guys. It's not the end of the world, man. This team will be back in the playoffs next year if Mitch takes that developmental leap he's supposed to, and this team gets more pieces offensively in the offseason. But anyways, it's been a doozy, y'all, and as always, OG out.